This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Hello, I'm Sister Brenda Shipp, National Superintendent of Sunday School of the Original Churches of God. Highlights of Sunday School lessons. February the 7th, 2021. Lesson 10. Call to Evangelize. Text, John 4th chapter, verses 25 through 42. Devotional reading, John 1st chapter, verses 37 through 51. Some people wonder if they are good enough to give directions to others. What is the best way to share or witness to others? The woman at the well was considered an outcast, became a witness, and brought others to Jesus. In chapter 4, the Lord ministers to a variety of people: the sinful Samaritan woman, his own disciples, the many Samaritans who trusted in him, and finally, a nobleman and his household. The Samaritans were a mixed race, part Jew and part Gentile, that grew out of the Assyrian captivity of the northern tribes. They were rejected by the Jews because they could not prove their genealogy. The Samaritans established their own temple and religious services. This caused others to be prejudiced. Jesus' enemies called him a Samaritan, which was insulting. Jesus went through Samaria because he would meet a woman there and lead her into saving faith. The Lord has no respect of persons. In chapter 3, Jesus counseled a moral Jewish man, and now he will witness to an immoral Samaritan woman. A few years ago, Bishop Bryce introduced us to a book, Show Me How to Share the Gospel, by R. Larry Moyer, Moyer. And in the book, it talked about how to develop an evangelistic lifestyle, how to witness, in other words. Number 1, we must see people the way God sees them. Matthew 6:9 and 36. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Number 2, we must give God obedience, not excuses. Mark 16 and 15. Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Number 3, we must be people who pray. Pray and keep praying. Colossians 4 and 3. Number 4, we must make contact. He was known as their friend. Matthew 11:19. Number 5, we must not let fear stand in our way. 1 Thessalonians 2 and 2. And number 6, we must learn how to share Christ. These are evangelistic lifestyles that we can follow. But in our lesson today, in verses 25 to 30, the Christ. One truth the Samaritan woman did know: the Messiah was coming and will reveal the secrets of hearts. The woman put her faith in Jesus Christ and was converted. Immediately, she wanted to share her faith with others. So she went into the village and told the men she had met the Christ. Her witness put ours to shame today. God used her simple testimony, and many of the people came out to the well to meet Jesus. In verses 31 and 33, when the disciples returned from obtaining food, they were shocked that Jesus was conversing with a woman, and especially a Samaritan. But they did not interrupt. They were learning that their master knew what he was doing and did not need their counsel. After the woman left, they urged Jesus to share the meal with them because they knew that he was hungry. Jesus said, "I have food to eat that ye know not of." The disciples did not understand. Leading the woman to salvation was nourishment enough for his soul. In chapter 4, verses 39 through 42, the Samaritans believed because of the testimony of the woman, and then many more believed. When they heard Jesus personally, they were excited about him. They begged him to stay with them, and he stayed 2 more days. His word produced fruit in their lives. It is so important that new converts be taught the word, the Bible. The Samaritans began their spiritual walk by trusting in what the woman said, but they soon learned to trust the word taught by the Savior. They declared that he was the Savior of the world. This month is Black History Month. In the past, we were separated. We had separate drinking fountains, schools, baseball leagues, restaurants, and neighborhoods. In the 50s and 60s, long established and unquestioned system of segregation was challenged. Nonviolent protesters were organized. Sit-ins at segregated lunch counters were planned. Buses were boycotted. Marchers crossed bridges. In 1957, some schools became desegregated. Many cities deployed National Guards to keep the peace. Divisions that divide us today. We are divided by party affiliation, blue and red, politics, nationality, men and women, straight and gay, and blue collar, white collar. We should build relationships even when cultural norms discourage us from doing so. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors who have done the labor that we are now continuing. We are no means healed as far as race relation is concerned, but as followers of Jesus Christ, we can model Christ's sacrificial love, his grace and mercy to everyone we meet. God be merciful to us and bless us and cause his face to shine on us. Until next week, be blessed.